Hi guys. So I've been having this really beautiful conversation with a friend online, and what came up was how the way that he communicates is shifting as he becomes more okay with people's perceptions. And it made me want to make a video about it because it's something that's really significant in all of our lives. So often we only do as much as we think other people will be okay with, or we only say as much as we think other people will be okay with. But that is coming from a place of fear of judgment. And it's something that, of course, or for me, was paralyzing for a long time. I would never express my opinion. I would never say what I thought about something if my thoughts were vastly different to somebody else's. I would rather just sit quietly and disagree in my mind. And something that happened for me along the journey was that as I started to understand judgment within myself, I started to understand it in others, understanding where judgment comes from. And even though people generally don't understand or even think consciously about why they're judging, they just judge. I can still be okay with the fact that they don't have to understand why they're judging. They don't have to understand where their judgment comes from, and the fact that it's got nothing to do with the person that they're judging and everything to do with themselves. But for me, it's a constant reminder, or a constant reminding that I have to keep doing, because coming from being somebody that would never share such personal stuff online, I would never post anything so personal online, and now I talk about it all the time. I talk about my depression. I talk about my views, as vastly different as they are compared to the people that are in my circle. And I do so knowing that many will never reach out and communicate out of curiosity or interest in exploring somebody else's ideas. Many will look at my views and resort straight to judgment because of a lack of understanding of where that judgment comes from within themselves. What I'm getting at is that it's a constant conversation with yourself, a constant reminder to be okay with the judgment in others, to be okay with your views not being understood by everybody, to be okay with them not understanding themselves, because you can't make people understand why they're judging. All you can do is understand it yourself, or understand your own judgment, and release the need to be accepted by everybody else. And it just frees you up to speak your truth. It just frees you up to being okay with not being understood. And it's a really empowering place to be, when you can release the pressure of needing to live up to the expectations of anybody else. And if those expectations are even something that you've created in your mind outside of whatever they have of you, still you can release the need to quietly tiptoe around their expectations, because you're afraid of judgment. You're afraid of what you actually visualize for yourself being heard and being judged. Have a lovely weekend, and I hope that you're able to release the pressure of judgment and to release yourself from those bonds. See you guys soon.